Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're exploring ideas that can, well, profoundly shape our world. Today we're diving into something really fundamental. How much power does your inner world, your thoughts, feelings, beliefs, how much does it truly have to shape your outer reality? This isn't just theory. It's a principle you see in personal stories, ancient wisdom, and even, surprisingly, in modern science. For this deep dive, we've got a great collection of sources from one of our learners, insights from people like Louise Hay, Wayne Dyer, Greg Braden, Christiane Northrup, Cheryl Richardson, and Gay Hendricks, a real powerhouse lineup.
Yeah, absolutely. And our mission today really is to pull out the practical wisdom, maybe some surprising bits from all these different voices. We want to give you a clear path to understanding how you might, deliberately create the life you actually want, moving past just concepts into something you can use.
Okay, so let's start right at the foundation. This idea that your thoughts create your future. What's fascinating, I think, is how for some people it feels almost innate. Like Wayne Dyer. He said he just knew coming into the world that you become what you think about, whether you want to or not.
It really is remarkable, isn't it, how early he felt that. Born during the Depression, in an orphanage till he was 10, then at foster homes, 231 Town Hall Road in Mount Clemens, Michigan, I think he mentioned. But despite all that, this kind of unwavering positivity.
He had some brilliant stories about it, like trying to cheer up a new foster kid, Martha, telling her the orphanage was a great place, no parents here, like lots of freedom.
Yeah.
Just imagine saying that.
Right. Or telling classmates not to worry when a teacher called them the worst class. He figured if that was her hardest day, her life must be pretty easy.
Huh. Yeah. And his mom even said as a baby, he turned some messy slush incident into a funny thing, making everyone laugh. It was just his way.
He genuinely saw things differently.
But
He called himself the richest kid in the orphanage. Well, he figured out how to get the good snow shovel, got up early, cleared walks for dimes. He calculated that was like, what, $3,000 today?
wow.
And collecting pop bottles for 2 cents each, filling a whole coal bin. Where others saw lack, he just saw opportunity.
And his adult life reflected that.
Totally. Said he was never unemployed, always had more jobs than he needed, even in sour economic times, because, well, he just didn't really know how to think any other way. He expected to create what he needed.
That flows so well into Louise Hay's core message, doesn't it? It sounds simple, she said, but it's actually quite hard for people to really accept.
Mm-hmm. That core idea, every thought we think and every word we speak is creating our future.
Like thoughts are orders placed with the universe.
Kind of, yeah. Like
Mhm.
they go out, get accepted, and then just return as experiences. Simple, but profound.
It's not even a new idea, is it?
Not at all.
Mm.
You mentioned Thomas Schroeder earlier, right? Early 1900s mental science lectures. His point was, you don't discover how to float by thinking about sinking, or learn to fly by focusing on staying on the ground. You have to contemplate the outcome you want. Flying, floating.
So it's not about ignoring problems.
No, not ignoring them, but actively contemplating the desired state. It's about creation, not just reaction.
Applied to life, then, it means starting by seeing yourself as capable of having what you want, the relationship, the abundance, whatever it is.
That's the starting point, holding that vision, that contemplation of what can be.
But is that it? Just the thought?
Well, that's often where people get stuck, thinking it's only the thought. But our sources point to something else, something equally, maybe even more powerful.
Okay, this is where it gets really interesting for me. The role of emotion and feeling. Greg Braden comes in here. Trained as a hard scientist, right? 60s, 70s?
Yeah, very much so.
Mm-hmm.
And he initially just dismissed this whole idea, inner experience affecting the outer world. That wasn't science, as he was taught,
But then his experiences changed his mind.
dramatically. Through time in monasteries with indigenous cultures, he realized Western science had kind of missed a couple of huge things.
Like what?
Okay, first, the space between things. It's not empty.
Mm-hmm.
It's alive, a pulsating essence. People call it different things, a quantum hologram, the field, the matrix. Max Planck talked about this matrix of all matter way back in 1944. Think of it like a giant invisible web connecting everything.
Okay, a connecting field. And the second thing.
That our inner experiences are thoughts, yes, but crucially, our feelings influence the world through this field.
Ah, okay, so how does that work? How do feelings connect to this field?
Braden's work, and other science now, points mainly to the human heart.
The heart, not the brain.
The heart has the most powerful magnetic and electrical fields in the body. Much stronger than the brain's, actually.
Really?
Yeah. And when we generate coherent heart-based emotions, the good stuff, love, compassion, appreciation, forgiveness, understanding, we literally change those fields.
Change the fields.
And changing the field changes the atoms in the field. So we're actually altering the physical stuff the world is made of through our feelings.
That's huge.
It is. Braden gives this incredible example, documented on video, from medicineless hospitals in China.
Right, the tumor.
Exactly. 3 practitioners focused on feeling the woman as already healed, already whole, not fighting the tumor, just embodying the feeling of wellness.
Yeah.
The cancerous tumor disappeared on the sonogram in less than 3 minutes.
Wow. Just by feeling.
Just by generating that specific coherent feeling. It wasn't about thinking about healing, it was about feeling healed.
This idea of thought and emotion coming together, is that ancient too?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Braden points to the Sanskrit tradition. Thought comes from the upper centers, logic, emotion from the lower, creative centers,
Okay.
and they unite in the heart. That union creates feeling. And fundamentally, there are only 2 primary emotions, love and its opposite, which you could call fear.
So feeling is thought mixed with love or fear.
Pretty much. Thought imbued with one of those core emotions. He tells another great story about a Tibetan abbot.
Oh, yeah?
He asked the abbot what their prayers looked like, and the abbot said, "You've never seen our prayers because a prayer cannot be seen."
Hmm.
What you see, he said, are the things we do to create the feeling in our body, and the feeling is the prayer.
The feeling is the prayer. That's powerful.
And he added that the force connecting the universe is compassion, that feeling.
So the big takeaway here seems to be your feelings are speaking directly to this field, this universe. They're showing your alignment and actually shaping what comes back to you.
That's it. It's a language, not just thinking it, but really feeling it.
Okay, let's look at this language in action, real transformations. Wayne Dyer's story about The Tonight Show is amazing.
It really is. Ties back perfectly to his childhood knowing.
Right, he's like 11, 12, watching Steve Allen.
Stays up late and goes to his room and literally practices what he would say on the show, rehearsing the reality.
Contemplating it,
Oh,
feeling
yeah.
it, maybe.
You have to assume so, given his nature. And then 30 years later, boom, your erroneous zones takes off. He gets the call.
37 times on the show.
And his first guest, Steve Allen himself, like the universe just winked at him. A perfect validation.
Christiane Northrup's journey is also fascinating, especially around healing.
Yes, her whole upbringing was steeped in this mind-body connection, thanks to her father.
She mentioned her brother's illness.
Right, a mysterious illness. Doctors basically gave up, but then he healed miraculously after they just let the body's own power take over, outside the hospital stress. That must have made a huge impression.
And her own migraines.
Yeah, severe migraines from 12 to 21. And what cured them wasn't a drug, it was a shift in thinking. Letting go of that intense pressure to get straight A's after her dad basically gave her permission to quit college if she wanted.
Just releasing that belief changed her body's stress response.
Exactly. Then later, the fibroid tumor in her 40s, she connected it to creativity that hasn't been birthed yet, shoved down creative energy.
So she had surgery.
She did, after trying other things. But the key part was her affirmation during recovery. When you awaken, the pattern that created this will have left your life.
And did it.
It led to huge shifts in her marriage. She started prioritizing herself, her deepest needs, which ultimately led to the marriage ending. The pattern shifted.
She has this idea about women's bodies reflecting the earth.
Yeah, that when a woman steps into her power, takes care of herself, feels good, she upgrades everyone and everything around her.
And the science bit, like seeing a puppy.
Right. Simple things that evoke heart-based feelings, like seeing a cute puppy, actually cause positive physiological changes. DHEA levels rise, heart rate variability improves, basically. Less stress, more balance and resilience in the body.
Cheryl Richardson's stories are great too, especially the early ones. Very practical.
Yes. Inspired by Louise Hay, she started experimenting the yellow sticky note thing.
What was that?
She wrote down specific things she wanted, a certain kind of computer, and free travel. Just put it on a sticky note. A month later, her boss gives her that exact computer for Christmas. 2 weeks after that, a friend wins a trip to Boca Raton, presidential suite included, and takes her along. Free travel.
Wow, that's specific.
She said it gave her this visceral sense of being in charge of her destiny. Like, oh, this actually works.
And manifesting her partner, that's a big one.
Huge. After realizing she kept choosing men based on potential and trying to fix them, she decided to stop. Focus on herself, on self-love.
Then she got really specific.
Meticulously specific. Spent 7 days writing down everything she wanted in a partner. Physical, mental, financial, spiritual traits. Even that he had to love dogs and have dark hair and eyes. Made a vision board, a treasure map.
And then she acted on it.
Yes. She didn't just wait. She read personal ads, called one, and met Michael just 2 weeks later. And he matched almost everything on her incredibly detailed list.
But she emphasized her own growth, right?
Crucially, yes. She said she had to become the person who could attract and sustain that kind of relationship. It wasn't just about making a list.
Gay Hendricks' story is quite traumatic, too. The sledgehammer moment.
Yeah, really vivid. At 24, 300 pounds, smoking, hating his life. Slips on ice, hits his head.
And that changed things.
Knocked him into this altered state just for a moment. He saw layers. The tension, the fat, but underneath, a clear space. Pure potential.
Wow.
And he had this sudden realization, I'm living my dead father's life. The obesity, smoking, unhappiness, it wasn't his life.
So he just decided to change.
Committed right then to living his own life, to feeling that clear space always, to basically inventing a healthy body and a great life.
And things started showing up, like the breathing book.
Exactly. Met Ram Dass, got advice about breathing exercises. Next day, a book on pranayama breathing exercises just appears at a grocery store kiosk he passed. Synchronicity.
He also realized he was creating difficult relationships.
Yeah, attracting critical women.
Yeah.
So like Cheryl, he got intentional, sat down and designed his ideal relationship. Honesty, mutual responsibility, creativity. Met Katie a month later. Their very first conversation set that exact tone, and they've been together for decades.
Okay, these stories are incredible, inspiring. But let's get practical again.
Yeah.
How can someone listening right now actually apply this? What are the steps? Louise Hay was very clear on this, wasn't she?
Very. First step, awareness. Just train yourself to notice your thoughts, non-judgmentally, just notice. And ask that simple question, would I like this thought to create my life?
That alone could be huge.
Definitely. Then affirmations, making positive statements deliberately. And she really emphasized doing them looking in a mirror into your own eyes.
Saying, I love you, your name, I really, really love you. That sounds hard for some people.
It can be. But she felt it was powerful for breaking down that inner critic, that feeling of not being good enough.
And gratitude.
Yes, the universe loves gratitude. Be grateful for what you have, and more comes. It shifts your focus to abundance.
She also had that belief-clearing exercise.
Right. Take a topic like money. Write down all your thoughts about it, good and bad. Then consciously flip the negative ones into positive affirmations. Because you can't change a belief you don't even know you have.
Makes sense. And under all that?
Self-love. She saw this as the absolute foundation. So many problems, she felt, stem from feeling not good enough or unlovable. Learn to accept and care for yourself, truly respect yourself, stop the self-criticism, and other issues just start to dissolve.
And finally, practice.
Patience.
Exactly, like planting a seed. You trust it's growing underground. You don't keep digging it up. Give your new thoughts and feelings time to take root and manifest.
Cheryl Richardson also talked about obstacles, common roadblocks people hit.
Yeah, very practical stuff. A big one is lack of clarity. People know what they don't want. I hate my job, but haven't really defined what they do want instead. So get specific. Invest time in that.
Makes sense. You can't hit a target you can't see. Right. Another is lack of action. She said, affirmations plus action equals miracles. Sometimes being stuck isn't deep-seated fear. It's just not knowing the next practical step.
That's where coaching or getting information helps.
Exactly. And support. Don't try to do it alone, especially if you're surrounded by negativity. Find people who will nurture your dreams, not squash them. Her phrase was brilliant. Don't go to the hardware store for milk.
Love that. Find the right support system.
And lastly, sometimes you need to create space. Declutter your life, literally or metaphorically, to make room for the new thing to actually arrive.
Greg Braden added a point about affirmations too, connecting back to feelings.
Yes, that affirmations, the thoughts are like the blueprint, the quantum image, but it's the emotion, the feeling that gives it power, breathes life into it. His engineer friend saying, my perfect mate is manifesting, but feeling unworthy. The affirmation felt empty because the feeling wasn't aligned.
So thought and feeling have to match.
They have to harmonize.
Christiane Northrup had good advice on figuring out true guidance versus, well, fear or ego.
Yeah, that was helpful. True guidance, she said, tends to be repetitive. It feels warm, loving, supportive, even if the action feels a bit scary, like quit drinking or go exercise.
And false guidance
feels sneaky, edgy, maybe critical or fear-based. What if I fail? People might laugh. That kind of energy.
She also mentioned baby steps.
Right. Guidance often doesn't reveal the whole path at once. It gives you small, sometimes seemingly random steps. Read this book, call that person, and when you follow those, the next steps appear. It builds an inner map as you go.
Okay, so we're aligning thoughts and feelings, taking action. How does this individual work connect to the bigger picture, the world around us?
That brings us back to Wayne Dyer's teachings on oneness.
The idea that separation is an illusion.
Exactly. Separation from others, from God, from what you want. He saw it as fundamentally unreal. If there's no place that God is not, he'd argue, then God has to be in me. And also in whatever you think is missing from your life.
So we're spiritual beings having a human experience.
That was his core perspective. And living from that place, living the Tao, means ending conflict with love, seeing yourself reflected in everyone and everything.
Yeah, that analogy about the snake bite.
Yeah, powerful one. The bite itself, the thing someone did, the perceived wrong, doesn't hurt you long term. It's the venom, your anger, your resentment, your hatred that keeps circulating and poisoning your system.
He even showed this physically.
With muscle testing, yeah. Thoughts of revenge or shame literally made people's muscles test weaker. Thoughts of love, truth, forgiveness made them test stronger.
Why?
His take was the body is a divine creation and inherently resonates with truth. With love, it only responds with strength to what aligns with your true, deeper nature, which he believed is love.
Greg Braden offers a scientific angle on this connection too, right? With quantum physics.
Yes, the entanglement experiments. 1997, Geneva. Particles created together remain connected even when separated by distance. Affect one, the other responds instantly.
Like they're still linked somehow.
Energetically linked. And his leap is, if everything in the universe was once squashed into a tiny point before the Big Bang...
Then everything is still connected.
Essentially, yes. You and me and every one of our listeners, we were all once part of that same particle. We're all entangled, energetically linked.
He thinks ancient wisdom knew this.
He argues it did, but that it got edited out of dominant Western religious texts around the 4th century. And that recognizing this interconnectedness, writing ourselves back into the equation, is crucial for our survival now.
Moving from competition to cooperation.
Exactly. Shifting into that new energy of recognizing our linkage and creating consciously together. That's where he sees the potential for real peace.
Christiane Northrup also touched on this interconnectedness, particularly with abundance.
Right. She strongly refutes the idea that it's a zero-sum game. Your wellness, your abundance, doesn't take away from anyone else.
In fact, it might help others.
That's her point. Creating your own joy and health provides a model, an inspiration, a ripple effect. It lifts the collective energy.
And her idea about women's role in this.
That every woman, by taking care of herself, embracing pleasure and well-being, holds a code for enhancing all of life. That by healing and empowering herself, she helps heal the entire planet. It's a very expansive view of self-care.
It really brings it full circle. It starts within, but it affects everything.
It does. And Louise Hay summed up her own journey so beautifully. Life is learning, making conscious choices. Enlightenment for her was simple, letting go of all the things we believe that are not benefiting us.
And the lessons keep coming back.
Until you learn them, yeah. They might get smaller, moving from boulders to gravel on your path, but they test if you've truly integrated the learning. Her core belief, though, through it all, only good lies before me. What a powerful affirmation to live by.
So we've covered a lot, this incredible power that seems to lie within each of us. The power to consciously shape our reality, not just by thinking, but by really aligning those thoughts with powerful, heart-centered feelings.
It's not just wishful thinking. As these diverse sources suggest, from personal experience to ancient traditions to even glimpses in science, it's a deep principle of how reality might actually work.
It really underscores that your inner world is the creative source.
Absolutely. So perhaps a final thought for you to ponder after this deep dive. What's one small thought, or maybe one feeling, that you could consciously shift starting right now? Just one small thing to begin creating a slightly different reality. Knowing, as we've explored, that you're deeply connected to everything and that your own transformation, even a small one, has ripples. It doesn't just uplift you, it potentially uplifts the world around you.
That's a great place to leave it. Take that thought, experiment with it, contemplate it. See what happens when you consciously engage with the vast potential of your inner world as a deliberate creator.